what? I don't know what to say right now.
We're never late. We're there right when we need to be.
That's one, that's a lie. Two, I don't know how you came up with that stat, that we were never late. We've been late many a time.
We're always right when we need to be.
Okay.
You seem confused.
No, I've given up. I've kind of given up on that. It's just, well, this is how he's going to be.
Yeah, because we're always right when we need to be. It's perfect every
See,
time.
I think this is how you're getting back at me for saying that anytime you pay for some source of entertainment, you're paying per view. This is your way of getting back from me at that.
We're never late. We're always right when we need to be.
All right.
See, like right now, when we decide to go live at this point, this is perfect. Couldn't be a better time.
There,
The
there
cosmos,
couldn't be a better time to go live than noon when everybody's working.
the cosmos is very pleased with what we're doing right now.
I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. We are gonna go ahead and go live with that with the or not the reset button.
Oh my god!
I keep fucking up the intro somehow, some
See,
way.
see now, now the
This,
cosmos is pissed. Good job.
well, that will segue into something that we're going to be talking about today, so it's perfect that I fucked that up. It is September the 23rd of 2016 for Super Reset Brothers. I'm Tanner Larson. That's Patrick Breeden. He's sick, so I'm not going to let him talk very much today. And we're going to get right into it, I think, with the new Killer Instinct mode, Shadow Lords, which is available on Xbox One and PC, and this also coincides with the release of the Killer Instinct Definitive Edition. How many editions are there of Killer Instinct right now? God dang. There was Killer Instinct when it released in 2013. There was the Season 1 pack. Then there was Season 2. Then the Combo pack. Then Season 3 rolled around. And then you can get like Season 1, 2, and 3. Those editions. 1, 2, or 3, and then season 1, 2, and 3 with the Ultimate Edition, and it's just there are so many additions to one game.
And don't forget the
I
physical
feel like
edition.
they're trying to copy, in some way, Street Fighter 2.
Yeah,
Just
don't
have
forget
so
the
many
physical
editions.
edition too.
Just
The
have
one
so
you can
many
buy in
editions.
the store.
Like they have so many additions, and they've changed their menu and their intro screen and so many things about the user interface that yes, there could be a comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of like the way it's changed so many times since it released, but I don't know. I think that like the way that they've done it is, shall we say, way more honest than the way Street Fighter Two did it back in the day.
That's
Because the way
true.
they did it, it's just like, oh, here's an update. Buy an entirely new game. Here's another
Which
update. Buy an
which
entirely new game.
which back then was acceptable and fine because there was no other way to do it
Right, sure.
other than to charge a full game. Now, in 2013 through 2016, there are better means by doing it for free.
Absolutely. But even in an era where that was a possibility, remember that Capcom still has you buy a new game? Because remember, everything happened with Street Fighter
Didn't they
4?
do that like recently too with like Super Street Fighter 4 and Ultra Street Fighter 4?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in an era where, it's acceptable to, do just downloads, no, they're still doing that.
Which is very weird. It's very weird
It's,
to do that.
it's what
I don't
Capcom does.
that I don't understand it, but we're not here to talk about Capcom. We're here to talk about Double Helix, Iron Galaxy, Microsoft, Rare, those guys. Iron Galaxy and Microsoft put out a new mode for Killer Instinct called Shadow Lords, and for those who have not played it, it is very fun to play single player, but it is hell on earth, for me anyway, to play the multiplayer of this game, and I will explain why in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about the single player. The single player mode for Shadow Lords, I've been looking forward to this release for a very long time. So, well, I wouldn't say a very long time, just a long time. But Shadow Lords is basically like you have three fighters right off. Well, not right off the bat. You have three fighters, and you have to stop Gargos from taking over the world with, mimics of other fighters in the game. So you have obviously the five continents. You have North America, South America, Asia, Europe, and Australia. Or am I missing something? North America, South America, Asia, Europe. No, wait, it's they axe out Australia, and they
Go
have
for the Arctics?
no, not the Arctics. They have North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Fuck Australia. Fuck whatever that is, because
Oh,
they don't have anything to do with Australia. I didn't even look if Australia was on the map. I'm sure it
okay.
is. I'm sure it is, but I feel like I have to like see it again. Just like, did they really miss Australia? But there are five continents, not six. There are five continents in this game, according to this game. But regardless of that, um, there are three different modes. There's normal, there's challenging, and then there's uh, the hardest difficulty, which escapes me at the moment. But I went with challenging, and right off the bat, the game gives you like a tutorial. It's great to have this tutorial, but it's very dojo-esque. It's very hold handsy. That you know, why wouldn't you just play the dojo and then just like teach me the basics of what Shadow Lords is all about instead of giving me a tutorial of the game? But whatever, that's I think maybe something for the new players of this game, and not someone who's been playing for about a month, month and a half, 2 months. Um, but then there's also a very weird way of going about this game. Like right off in the first playthrough of Shadow Lords, you get Jago and Kim Woo. You get a basic character and one of the more confusing characters to me anyway, to play this game with. And then you get a choice between Fulgor and Riptor in your first playthrough. And if you lose on your first playthrough, don't worry because you get to keep all of your items and guardians, even if you lose. So basically, if you lose the first time around, which you might end up doing unless you know Kim Woo or Jago, then it's almost guaranteed going to be a loss because this game goes from 0 to 100 really fast as far as difficulty goes. Like you'll get like easy to medium opponents right away, then you'll get medium to hard, and then after like 6, 7 turns, then you start to get like very hard opponents. And it's really, really insane on how that works. Like to go from 0 to 100 really fast is, my gosh. You go from tutorial mode to, hey, here's very hard opponents.
So it just like ramps it up like way too fast, you're saying?
I feel like it does ramp it up way too fast, and it especially ramps it up. Uh, I feel like it doesn't matter what difficulty you pick; it's gonna ramp it up to the extreme really fast. So choosing whatever mode you want is only gonna matter as far as unlocking the astral plane goes, which is a stage that you can unlock in Killer Instinct. It's basically like outer space with like this diamond like floor or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But outside of that, Kan-Ra helps you because all the fighters need to protect their planet because they live there, obviously, so they have to band together for better or worse. Kan-Ra is the shopkeeper. He can craft items for you, like uh, just to kind of name one, and for instance, a odorous wolf heart and a pickled rodent brain. There's also there's also one item which I don't understand why is in the game or why you would even use it. I guess to make things more difficult on yourself if you like that. But there is a finger that you can use that can increase the corruption of one continent if you put it on a character that you use for that continent. So basically, like, if you win in North America, like, normally that would decrease the corruption of that continent, but if you use this finger, then it's just going to increase it over time, and there's not going to be any way to stop it. Which is great if you want to get, like, Omen right away, because if it reaches a halfway point on a corruption scale for one continent, then
Right.
then Omen just overtakes that continent, and you have to defeat Omen when that's available to you. So it's not available right away, and you have to basically like wait until you get a chance to fight Omen.
That's the
Um,
only thing I could think of, and the reason why you would do that if you want to like take him on right at the bat.
but there's almost zero benefit to do that because it's almost guaranteeing that you're going to lose.
Huh.
Um,
Well, then I don't see the point in that at all.
I
There
know
we go.
it's a very weird item to have, but regardless of that, it's a fun mode single player wise. Like it's a great way to pass the time. Um, like the first playthrough, you if you don't know Jago or Kim Woo or Riptor or Fulgore, one of the four heroes you get off the bat out of three, because you get a choice between, like I said, Fulgore and Riptor. Then you basically have to back out of that game and then just start anew with the same items that you have, whatever you've accumulated. But you basically have to just pick your own heroes, basically. So this is story mode season 3 in a way, where the captain of your team, that's their story mode, basically, for season 3 in the Shadow Lords realm. So you can even have Rash as your captain or General Ramp, and that's their story mode for this certain way. It's kind of weird to have that, but you know, I guess that's one way of bringing about a story mode for season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Compared to what they did with the previous two, so it sounds like it's a fresh new take on what has previously been done.
Well, it's not entirely fresh. The way they present the story is kind of reminiscent to what season 2 was. If anybody has played season 2, there's a narrator that kind of brings in this whole story and all that, but regardless, it's
Well,
you get
speaking of season two,
yeah.
if I could just talk about that for a
Yeah,
moment,
absolutely,
it's
go
it's
for it.
very funny that like Conra is this guy that's helping you out because isn't all this shit happening because of Conra?
Yes, they do mention that in the story. Like Conra, I think, tried to bring Gargos under his control, and then, obviously, he has a mind of its own, and just tries to do everything his way. Conra has some sort of regret, and he will help you out by crafting items to help you defeat certain heroes. Like there are items that you can consume, and then there are items that take multiple turns or whatever. It's the way the user interface is set up in Conrad's shop kind of reminds me of Mass Effect 3 in a way, where you can buy KI gold, through that user interface, or you can buy packs using the Astral Gems, which are free, obviously. You earn that throughout the game. Or you can use KI gold that you've accumulated with your wallet to purchase these packs. And in some instance, I think it is a little bit cheaper to use KI gold. If you have KI gold already attached to your profile, then you can use that absolutely. Because I know the healing pack costs 1,000 astral gems or 400 KI gold, which I think 400 KI gold is like $2 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I
Right.
do know like the cheapest form of KI gold is $5. So you could use Ki Gold in this game, or you can use Astral Gems, um, if you prefer to use that. If you bought like the Ultimate Edition, you have 18,000 Ki Gold to spend on whatever the hell you want. You can get
Right,
like
so that'll be
you can
fine.
get like 3 killer packs, I think, which gives you 3 Guardians guaranteed. And Guardians are just like ways that to help you out through the game, but they do need recharging with this. And I'm not against the microtransactions that are being taken place here because you can use real money. Yes, you can use real money for this, but you can also use the fake money that they give you for free in the game that you accumulate by each fight. So it's not entirely like rip off esque, but I can see why that would turn some people away with the microtransactions. But the crafting system that they introduce is really cool. And before each fight, there is like some sort of quest that either like screws you over really hard or you get a benefit from it. So it's a weird quest type fighting game. That's the best way to describe Shadow Lords and Killer Instinct is it's a quest type fighting game.
Well, like I was saying, I welcome the change because beforehand you had the story mode and everybody had like you did like 3 different parts and that was the end of it. Which I mean, story wise, that's not bad. You play all the different characters, you get the different pieces of story. Okay, fine. But what you're saying here is it gives like, shall we say, a different approach to the way the story's being told. You've got the system that's kind of an adventure mode at this point.
Yes, yes. It is basically like an adventure mode that you have to save, planet Earth from the realm of Gargos. If you don't do it, then oh well, you get New Game Plus.
And I've always liked that kind of idea when it came to a fighter versus here's just a story mode, go through it, and then you're done. It's similar to, what am I thinking here? Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah,
They had a story mode like that, and I thought that was really awesome.
but there's no temples here to get your
Well,
stuff.
yeah, there's no temples. You get lost in and just like fight the same like
Fight the same three
dude,
fighters all over and over again.
fight the same lizard man over and over and over for 7 hours
Oh my goodness. But
until
no,
you're like,
there's none of that. There's none of that. But
so you
let's
can't deplete the lizard man population.
no. But
Oh,
you can fight Riptor if you want. You can fight Riptor, which is close enough.
close
But
enough.
which let's go back to Guardians. They give you a ram right away, and what the ram does is it gives you a psychic breaker. So basically, like if you do any combo breaker like light, medium, or heavies, um, and right away it gives you 2 off the bat, and if you get a rare one, then you get 3 psychic breakers in a match. But these things have to get recharged with astral crystals or something like that. But you get a ram right away, which gives you psychic breaker, which you can combo break anything at any time that you want without having to guess correctly.
Wow.
And yeah, this can be really annoying for the computer player. But with that in mind, and then I also unlocked one which gives parries if you hit forward as you're getting hit, then you can just like in turn, hit your opponent back without having to worry about it. So basically, it's like a Daigo situation where if you have like 7 parries built up, then you could just like parry 7 times and then just like do 2 shadow moves and then ultra combo or whatever. But so that'll
Wow.
be this game's Evo moment 37. Um, but with that being said, you can take Guardians online, and this game online is it's a very very casual way of presenting a fighting game. Like think Mario Party meets Killer Instinct. This just sounds awful on paper, and it plays awful for me anyway on my TV screen. because
Wow.
the guy I faced right away had a ram, and I had a ram. So basically, every 3 seconds, you heard Psychic Breaker. And they put in new voice lines for the announcer, by the way. So you hear, like, Psychic Breaker every 3 seconds. And it's the most annoying thing because no one's going to get a combo off in this game.
Okay, that does sound pretty awful.
The max combo is going to be 5 or 4. Unless someone has,
Yeah.
like, a different guardian, which I'm sure there are better guardians than that. They can't give you the best one right away, right?
Yeah, I can see where that's a problem now. Because, like, if both has the Psychic Breaker, like, both sides, yeah. You
There's
don't have
no
to guess
combos,
correctly.
and this game is built around
just-
combos.
1, 2, 3, breaker. 1, 2, 3, breaker. It becomes a dance at that point. A dance of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lord help you if, like, they guess correctly when they're out of Psychic Breakers, which does recharge as you take damage.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least at some point in this damn match, somebody's going to get a combo in and do some damage.
But unless they guess correctly every single time, first frame, which would be really both suspicious and just stupid to
If
think.
I was playing and somebody guessed correctly, just did that, I would just be like,
Nope.
okay, we're not supposed to play this game today, apparently. Just get like Jago and just be like, no, we don't need combos. Just keep throwing fireballs forever.
I think that's the one way you're gonna have to go about it. That, and you can bring these consumable items into online. So some of the items give you 15 seconds of unblockable attacks. Some of them give you free 15 seconds of shadow attacks, so you could do shadow attacks for 15 seconds if you wanted.
Okay, so you could do 15 seconds of like combo that can't be psychic broken.
No, those can be psychic.
Oh my god!
Anything can be psychic broken. You can psychic break mid shadow if you wanted to, because
Oh my
that technically is a
God.
combo. That
Oh
technically is
my-
a combo.
I know.
But the only reason people would play this online is because there are daily rewards to help your guardian out. Like you can get like free astral crystals or something like that to recharge your character, to recharge your guardian, because they do wear out over time, and that is a microtransaction as well. But you know, if you're good at the game, then you won't need it. You won't need.
Well, if last Sunday was any indication, I'm not that good at the game.
Well, I mean, as far as like computers go, let's not even talk about like the multiplayer, because the multiplayer is going to be, as Mini Makoto says in this chat, taint puntingly annoying,
Oh yes.
which is a great way to describe this multiplayer for Shadow Lords. But the game itself, like the single player game, fantastic. It is fantastic to play. Like there are some quests or like some missions you have to face 2 at a time versus 1, or you can willingly fight 3 Fulgors for more rewards. It's interesting. I like it. I like it so far. Like if you beat the game if you beat Shadow Lords first time around on challenging or higher, then you unlock the hidden stage Astral Plane, and it's a great stage. It's a really nice stage.
Does it have a stage ultra with it?
No. I don't know how it would work for the stage ultra for that stage. Like a black hole just suddenly like appears and then just sucks everything around it.
That honestly, we must be on the same wavelength again, because that's what I was thinking. You kick them up in
But-
the air, and black hole appears.
But that would suck in you as well.
No, just long enough to slurp them up, and then it goes away.
I don't buy it. I can't buy that. I'm sorry. The way that physics work. Well, okay, physics in a video game. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've got a giant gargoyle man from hell, and a dude who's had his head split, and he's still alive.
And you
you're
have a
gonna worry about
dinosaur,
physics?
and then you have
And you're going to worry about physics
Yes.
and Killer Instinct.
Yes.
Fulgor that has like a nuclear fucking reactor in his chest.
Yeah.
And he like shoots people with this beam and they don't die.
Yep.
And you're worried about physics of the black hole.
And werewolves.
And yeah, there's werewolf.
And zombies.
Yeah, there's a zombie.
Yeah.
A zombie that somehow throws clouds of dust that harm people.
No, that's a mummy.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Conrad's mummy. The zombie.
Okay, fine.
The zombie is Hisako.
Oh, well, yeah. Zombie or spirit, vengeful spirit, or whatever she is. Here, the point is, you could call this game Boo Halloween.
Wow. That's pretty much the character Hisako, and Shadow Jago's like victory screen is just boo, I gotcha.
Yeah. And you're worried
Because
about
they're
the physics of
totally
the black hole.
totally jump scares. That's all they are is jump scares.
Yeah, I think you know, the lack of accurate physics will be okay. In this one. I think we'll be all right here.
Or what if like they just like open a portal, like a time portal or something, and they just like whisk them away,
That'd be cool too.
kind of like what Conrad's stage does.
Yeah, just like take him out of there. Or hell, since we're going down that rabbit hole, just like do a Star Trek, beam him out somewhere, something crazy like that, to just leave people really going, "What the hell?"
No,
Why?
okay, I got it. The Astral Plane Stage Ultra would be any Stage Ultra that you want. So, or it picks like a random Stage Ultra.
Okay, no, that would
They
be cool.
teleports him somewhere, and then let's say like they teleport him to TJ Combo Stage, and then a Wrecking Ball just appears out of nowhere. It just launches him into the like billboard.
Okay, that would be cool.
That would be funny. That would be really funny.
I would love to see something like that. That I would be okay with. That, like, they wouldn't have to do like extra programming work or anything like that. It'd be pretty
Just
simple.
Just a little bit.
Plus, it would be pretty cool,
Oh my.
especially for somebody that's seen it for the first time. Because they'd just be like, "What the hell just happened?" Don't worry about it. It'd be okay. Go with it.
First I was on Astral Plane, then I'm on the Halo stage, and then I died.
Yep. Welcome to life.
Oh man, but yeah, Shadow Lords is a whole bunch of fun. Except for online, unless you really like. I don't want to say like unless you like Mario Party because that's an unjust characteristic.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare that to
Like-
Mario Party.
I hate Mario Party, but I can see some enjoyment in it. This I can't because there's so much random bullshit that's happening. Like you have psychic breakers, and then you have, you know, like consumable items that you can get like unblockable attacks, or you can't even combo break anything, or it just sounds like a whole fuckload of mess. The multiplayer is just awful, awful. I can say that,
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I can't wait to try it now.
but no, try the single player. Single player is fun. It's
Yeah,
really,
I don't see me trying the multiplayer with it
No.
because, like, that just. I don't know. It sounds like the worst experience you could have
it's one of the worst experiences I've had in video games.
because, like, all these items sound really cool with offline, but then when you were telling me all of this, I didn't even think for a second that you could take all this stuff online
Yeah,
and do that, and it's
there
like, well,
there is a multiplayer.
yeah, if both sides have all that shit, then we've got a problem.
Yeah, like if it was just like, if it was like kind of like a King of Fighters kind of thing, like you pick three like you pick three characters, and then your opponent picks three characters, and then whoever wins, like gets the better rewards for their offline experience. That would be fun. That would be
Right.
absolutely fun because I love King of Fighters, and to kind of mimic it in a way is going to be beneficial, I think, for everybody. Because you also have, you know, the community of Killer Instinct basically saying like, "Oh, I want to go best 2 out of 3, or I want to go best 3 out of 5." Because one match doesn't really mean anything in Killer Instinct. It really doesn't. Like you can get lucky one match, but can you win a series?
Right.
That's what people really like about Killer Instinct is like, if you get higher up in the ranks, then you can basically, uh, say like, oh, let's go. Like the computer bit picks best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5. Like in killer mode, I think it's best 3 out of 5, and in gold, it's best 2 out of 3. And then silver and bronze is just one match, one done.
That's odd. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, that they're telling you to get good.
Yeah, they could tell me that all they want, but like I said, if last Sunday was any indication, yeah, I definitely need to get good.
I've been getting good. I've been getting really good.
Well, for anybody who hasn't attended, I'm hosting Sparring Sunday every Sunday. Last time was Killer Instinct, and yeah, I won some, I lost some, mainly lost some.
Mainly lost some.
So I need to get good.
Yeah,
Even our
get
good buddy
good quick.
Hybrid Range showed up and beat me.
He beat you?
Yes, he did.
I'm not surprised.
Yes, he did. But then again,
What
like,
did he use?
who did he use? You know, I
That's-
can't remember.
Well, that's just the pits then.
Yeah, because
You can't
I
remember how
tried
you
to
got
beat
your ass
him.
kicked.
I tried to beat him with Rash, and I remember it was very, very close, but I still lost.
Okay.
But I know, like, the one way I started throwing him off is, like, Rash's, his tongue move, where he can move around the stage.
Yep.
I kept, like, doing that to rush toward him, and then, like, you get a brief moment where they're stunned, and I kept using that against him, and I don't think he knew that Rash could do that.
Well, now he knows. Now he knows.
Yeah. So
So-
that was working for a little bit.
In a way, you schooled him.
In a way, but it doesn't matter because I didn't win.
Nope. He took you to school. What else can I say about this game? There's a lot of patch notes with this release. There's a lot of fixes, a lot of changes with the game. So much so that I can't really put it into words. Well, I can put it into words, but I can't give enough time for it, basically. So
You can't articulate.
I can articulate it.
Are you sure?
But yes, absolutely I can. But it would take way too long. It would be here all day. So the
Well,
patch
let's not do that.
no. But the patch notes, you can go ahead and read them on the Killer Instinct blog, or you can go to irongalaxy.com and read all the patch notes. Some characters are now better than others. I will say right away that Saberwolf got a little bit of a buff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Idol got nerfed hard.
Well, yeah.
Gargos got nerfed hard.
Oh, well, okay. Like, Idol, I could see, like, maybe he would be... Because, like, his mage side is pretty nuts. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I knew Gargos was going to get knocked down.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
But, like,
just nuts.
Idol, I think, is like a page and a half of like nerfs and bug fixes and buffs and all this other stuff. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah,
Maybe they got him out a little too early is what happened.
maybe just maybe. But yeah, that's Shadow Lords. In a kind of brief synopsis, I definitely recommend it. I will have a Killer Instinct retrospective sometime out Saturday.
Ooh.
And it's a retrospective on just this game. It's not Killer Instinct 1 and 2. It's just this game. I should clarify that right away. So if you're expecting stuff from like the 1994 and 1996 games, you're going to be severely disappointed. But if you're wanting to know what's happened from 2013 to 2016, then this might be the piece for you. So be on the lookout for that for Saturday. But we're gonna wrap up the show on a little bit of a sad note, not relating to video games, but just relating to basically like a nerd culture kind of sense. C. Martin Croker, the voice of Zorak and Moltar, has passed away at the age of 54. Very sad news coming from Adult Swim. He was one of the main figures that kind of brought that sub channel to life back in 2001 because it was him, it was George Lowe, it was Andy Merrill, it was all those guys that really helped bring that into basically bring it to life. And he passed away at the age of 54. MC Chris and a few other people have uh, made news of that on Tuesday, or I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, but they made it sound very sudden. Like this was heavily unexpected that this would happen. And
Man.
it's sad because he was to attend an event on Saturday, and he was advertised for that event. And I know there was a lot of people looking forward to meeting anybody relating to Adult Swim, but uh, being one of the main figureheads with that network was it was a blow. It was a heavy blow, and not just as a figurehead, but a person. From what I've heard, C. Martin Crooker was just a very, very outstanding person to be around, and uh, a lot of people are gonna miss him. A lot of fans are gonna miss him, and don't know if Adult Swim is gonna be entirely the same because they released a comic uh, with Space Ghost with his head held down at the table that they usually meet at, but there's no Zorak or Moltar.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. Anybody who's a fan of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, or anything from Adult Swim,
The
I
Brack
mean,
Show.
yeah, anything like that. I mean, he was pioneer in terms of that. He was one of the guys that made that a thing. So
I
if you
think he
like
was
Adult
one of
Swim,
the. Yeah, I think he was one of the main guys that helped bring Toonami around too.
yeah. So the guy, he was. I don't know him. I didn't follow him that well, but it sounds like he was super passionate about bringing quality cartoon related content. And it's
And
sad to
it's
see him
in
go.
some instances the opposite of quality because it's still Adult Swim. Let's
Well, okay. Adult Swim can get a little nuts sometimes,
yeah,
but I
but that's
can't
just who
ever
they were.
say
That's just who they were.
right. I can't ever say it hasn't been fun.
Right.
Is I'll put it that way. I can't say it hasn't been fun. Even like the lowest point of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I can't say it
They
hasn't
still
been
tried to
fun.
make it fun for not just us but themselves as well. I think, and I think mostly they were doing it for themselves, but you know, without an audience, then you're just entertaining yourselves and you're entertaining no one else. And I think that's what everybody there has done to do and will continue to do, but just without one of the main respects there, C. Martin Croker.
So there you go. Matter of fact, I could even go so far as to say this: we're gonna follow his legacy. We have been following his legacy, and the reason why is because we always do this to entertain ourselves first, and then whoever else is watching after.
So in that retrospect, we will honor him that way, in a weird, respect. But yeah, gone at the age of 54, gone way too soon, man. And yeah, whew, that's a heavy note to end on.
It is.
It is, but sometimes it goes that way. But this has been Super Reset Brothers, and just to kind of go back a little bit, so we don't end on such a heavy note. Shadow Lords for Killer Instinct, absolutely go check it out. I will have a retrospect on Killer Instinct 3 coming up on Saturday. So, for Super Racer Brothers, I'm Tanner Larson.
And I am Patrick Breeden.
We will see you guys next time. Take care.
Hey, guess what, Tanner?
Bye.
We ended on the perfect time. We weren't late at all. It was perfect.
Shut up. Just stop with that nonsense.
It was perfect. Perfect timing.
What do you mean perfect?
Well, I told you we're never late.
It's
So
12:26. How is that perfect?
it's perfect. We're never late. Yes.
I don't believe you. I cannot believe you right now. I, how was how the no, absolutely not.
Not even a little bit.
No.
And the
There's
tradition
no
continues.
way we were on time. We were 45, 46 seconds late.
This
Well,
guy, right?
technically, at 2 days and 46 seconds late, or whatever.
This guy over here, right? Right? This guy over here.
Oh my god.
And like I said, the tradition continues. We do this to amuse ourselves first, and then whoever else is watching.
He does this to amuse himself, mostly.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my
You
goodness.
make it sound like it's a crime.
It should be a crime. It really
Yeah.
should be a crime.
It should be, but they'll never catch me.
They only have all this evidence.
Internet? What are you talking about, this internet? What are you talking about with these internets?
I'm kind of not looking forward to work today.
I'm kind of not looking forward to much of anything today. So,
Well, you have a reason. You're sick.
yeah,
I
that's what I was
kind of
about
have.
to say. For anybody who showed up a little early, I am not feeling so wonderful today, which is why I didn't do a lot of talking during the podcast.
Yeah, I mostly took the initiative on everything. So, you're welcome for that, Patrick.
Thank you.
See, it was perfect. It was mostly me,
Yep.
and less of you.
I already said that, so I have to continue the narrative. It was perfect. We were right on time. Fuck you!
Yeah, I win.
Damn it!
I win this one. Yeah,
I hate you.
but I'm not looking forward to work today because the past two days that I've been at work, Sunday and Monday, have been just god awfully busy. Like for me, they've been god awfully busy because I've had like 13 to 10 pages to work on, and most of them have been sports. So they gave me a cover. They gave me a newspaper cover to work on, and two sports sections on Sunday, and that was absolutely terrible because the cover that I was working on for the newspaper, that newspaper is absolutely picky, like way too picky.
Oh, yeah?
Like it's great to have like, you know, standards and all this stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's great to have like standards and all this.
practices?
Yeah, obviously, but they are so nitpicky against the style that we have to use now that I can't really say anything other than just like go to my supervisors like, hey, can you talk to these guys and remind them that we have a universal style with all of our newspapers again for like the 500th time? Thank you. So I don't know what they want. Like, they want a drop cap on all the columns, even though we don't do that anymore. They want, you know, italicized font on certain things, even though we don't do that anymore. So I have to tell them this, and they're like, no, do it. And I'm like, fine, whatever. So that set me back for like 45 to an hour. And then I had to like rush to get sports done, and I needed help with that. So with me, it just feels like once I'm done with those covers, I have to ask for help because there's no way I'm going to get the rest of my sports pages done. And for me, working on sports pages isn't too much of a problem. Like, it's whatever. You have to wait until like 8 o'clock for everything to get in. But God almighty. But if you get the Dickinson Press, then like you're a winner because they're on Mountain Time and we're on Central Time, and you get to work until 12:30 because their deadline's 11:30 Mountain Time, which that's the latest like deadline that we have. So basically, working on the Dickinson Press. This is not like beef against the Dickinson Press, by the way. It's a different paper, but the Dickinson Press is so good. It's so nice to work for them because you get a little bit of a break when all the other deadlines are out. Like you have an hour to work on like 3 pages, which is it's manageable
Fair enough.
as opposed to like 7, 8 sports pages due in an hour.
And then I just feel like a complete jerk because in terms of it, yeah, we get busy with like calls and everything at work, but then like the last 2.5 to 3 hours, we're literally just bouncing a beach ball around
On Sundays?
on every days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the occasional one comes through, but yeah, it's pretty chill. I even brought like a Game Boy Advance SP so I could just play Pokemon. So that's seriously what's going on. I'm getting paid like upper teens in terms of money to sit and play Pokemon.
Hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat
No,
that.
no, you can't. So I'm pretty cool with that.
Yeah. But my days usually consist of like going to work at 3, then waiting 2 hours until I go on lunch break because nothing is in unless I'm working on like an opinion page or editorial page and like filler spaces like what's going on in the community and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But then I go to lunch for like an hour or a half hour depending on what I need to cut and then I just work on pages the rest of the night.
Yeah, and I just
And all you do
goof
is
around.
sit and frickin' play on a Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
What a world. What a world.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, like, some days are worse than others, I admit. Because, like, if you're trying to make a bonus and everybody's calling in to remove shit, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But in terms of it, that it was one of those days yesterday where everybody called in to remove, like, all the shit. But I was able to dig out of that hole. Still made some bonus money and was able to play beach ball. So, that's a good day.
I'm hoping my new schedule comes into place very soon.